Right, threading next. I'll bring you back when I've got it all set up for it. I was checking what the pitch was on this, and the best I can get is 1.5 metric. Seems to be pretty good fit there. I don't know if you can see that or not. But I set all the dials to do 1.5, but it's going awful fast. So I got the right lens in my glasses and I'd set it for 11.5 instead of 1.5. So it's now set for 1.5 and going a good bit slower. Right, we're just about ready to start cutting. Starting point, I'll do a scratch pass first. We have got one advantage now that I can reverse, keep it all in gear and reverse it so it all stays in the same place. So what I'll do is I'll pick a number and 1.5, that would be an odd number we would need, wouldn't it? Coming round on one. Not quick enough. Not quite quick enough. See if we can make a mark. I've got this insert for really fine threads. See if it actually makes a mark this time. It's ready to go. That's it. Not touching anything yet though. Just going on a few thou at a time just to try and get a scratch pass. That way. Still not deep enough. Yeah. 67 should give us a... Okay, try that. Let's go. That's 67. Let's do 80. Did I say 67? So there. So now let's take a start with a 20 thou cut. That should be enough to do the thread, I think. Let's take a 10 thou cut. Not that deep a thread. 0.5 should take that out. Looks bang on 1.5. Right, bit of cutting oil and try not to crash the lathe. There it goes. Oh, that's a nice thread. Okay. So we're on heat 77. Through 67. Try that. I'm just keeping myself right, but speaking to myself all the time. That's on 87. I don't have any way of seeing the thread's depth out here. I think that's just about it, you know. Right, I'll turn you off there. I'll go and get the ram and we'll see if we can screw it on. Remember 88. Well, we can just push this back here. Right, I'll get the ram. It'll take me a minute to uncouple it. That's, I just had to file the threads a bit, and another 5 thou I think. That's going tight now, but it's starting on there. I'll maybe give the threads a wee file at that end again. And I had to do the taper because it was hitting the inside of the ram. I've got it on, I can't get it off. What's new? There we go. I think I'm going to file over those threads near the end and just help it. Don't really want to take any more off. Right, I've got the file. Clean it up first. Well, I put the taper on here because it was hitting its equivalent inside the ram. Right. WD just to help it in maybe. Plus stop any flash rusting. Because we really don't want that. Right thread there. if that's the right threads. Right, what I'll do, I shall just flatten out this last thread a bit. So let's start there. Decided not to start. There we go. That's better. That's going tight there, but got a wee bit to go yet. 10 mil to go. See if it's still going up. See what happens when you can't grip things. Some of these. And it goes flying. That's quite tight. Put that in by a file again. Stick it down a little bit. And it's stripping hydraulic oil everywhere. This is where I find out I could have bought the part for a tenner or something, you know. It's definitely nothing stopping it because it's machined to the specs of the old one. That went on a lot easier. There's the goes to there and it tightens up. Same again, 10mm. Encourage it on. Nope. Right, I'll shut you off there for now. I'm going to mess about with it. Go for my lunch. Well, I've managed to get it to thread on. It was quite tight, so I'm going to heat it up a bit to get it off again. And then I'm going to put a hexagon on here, I think, for a bigger spanner. Or we can machine it down and put a hexagon on. It went into about 8mm and then it got really tight. So I'm going to give that a quick heat and take it out of there. That's the thread. Quite good. I think I'll Loctite it when I put it in. This is me putting on by just turning it with my hands. Need to give it a little wiggle. There you go, right up to the end. Bring you down. And maybe just have to give it a... Well, if there's enough room here, I'm going to make this longer and put a hexagon on it so you get a spanner on it, I think, rather than the 2 pinholes. So that's going right up. Usually tighten that last bit up. I did that by hand, so that's fine. Next job, bore out the inside, the right size, and then figure out how to make internal grooves. I'll bring it back once I figure it out. Yeah, I took off the excess off this end with the angle grinder on the end and to machine it a wee bit because the hole's not quite as big as the end, so that's going in there nicely. I don't have the seals in yet, mind you, but there's a wee bit of play. I think they're pretty tight tolerances in hydraulic pistons and rams. They've got the nut. All this side of the nut's done, apart from this new bit I've put on is going to be a hexagon, because that's the original nut goes like that. So that might be a job for tomorrow. I can think about how to cut the internal grooves as well. And not sure I'm doing that just yet. I'll figure something. A bit of a departure here. I'm trying to see where the end of the mill lathe was. If you remember, I was digging down to find it. I've dropped the water level down enough that I can now see into the end there. This is a GoPro going underwater. And it's about 10 feet from where I was digging. It stops and turns right. I've been having a bit of fun with this internal grooves in here. I've got that one in there done now at the back. Not quite sure if it's deep enough yet. Just kind of eyeballing it. It's pretty close. What I had to do in the end is I had to make a bar, this bar, and I've got a bit of tool steel in here. Yeah, there's a M5 thread either side. I was intending cutting it with this side, but I ended up cutting it with the other side, believe it or not, and it worked much better. It's one of those things. So I've ground a bit of tool steel for cutting this groove here. Let's swap that for that. And then do this other groove. And if that's a success, that's it finished. Ready for the seals to go in. And the big fight with the rod that goes in, the actual. Just a little thing I found out about GoPro 9 and above. You know, the old GoPros used to be able to plug them into the mains and running for days. But some genius thought, oh, better not do that, the thing might melt. Anyway, there's a way to do it with 9s and above. What you do is you go to GoPro's website, then you find GoPro Labs, and there's a list in there. Pick your camera, mine's a 9, so and you download the software that's there. You copy it onto your SD card, and then you boot it up. Once the SD card's back in, the light will blink on and off a few times if it's read it right, and it puts in an update. You'll get writing coming up on the screen, and what that allows you to do, you can actually run the GoPro without a battery in it, and just plugged into the mains, so that's a bonus. Just a quick video to let you see it booting up now with the new software in it. There should be writing appear on the back of the screen, and I think it actually boots up a good bit quicker as well. The colours seem brighter. That'll disappear and then that's you ready to go, and you can actually leave the battery out if you want, just leave the power lead in and record with it. There are, if you want a bit more detail, there's videos on YouTube. That's just a quick resume, obviously. So let's change this out. Leave this side, that side. These are actually insert screws, 12.9. And I got a bit of 1/4x1/4 tool steel from my brother-in-law. So let's see how that's going to look. That is going flat just when I don't need it to. I might be in your way for a bit. Okay, I'll be in your way because I'll need to look in to see what this is doing. We have, so it's deep enough. It's going to get a little bit deeper. What happened is I have a top and bottom hole that I could put 2 insert screws in, but I'd have to cut one of them down. Just put back in. Tell you what, these internal cuts are tricky. Probably going to get a load of flicker with this torch, but it's just to let you see. That's both grooves in now. I put it back in and made them deeper because I couldn't get the seal in, but see how bad the flicker is, whether I'm going to show this or not. Do that one. Right, so try and get the seals in now. Just heating up some water to put the new nut for the hydraulic ram in, soften up the seals, try and get the rod through. So, that's boiling already, I think, loaded. Put the nut in. Right, I'll just sit here because I'll come back with it in a minute. this up so we can try and get these seals a good bit softer. Seem to boil quite quickly. Just get some oil. Nope. No chance. I'm just not strong enough. Obviously don't want to damage the seals. Give them a bit of a push round. See if it's sitting any better. In the right place. And that's quite warm. Just wondering about using the tailstock to push, put this in the chuck, which we can hold through. And then push the rod with the tailstock. Hopefully it'll be all fairly straight. I'll give it a go. I'll bring you back in a bit. Not sure if this will work or not. Give it a go. I have done a bit, I have roughly indicated the it worked, it went in. I've locked the tailstock there and I'm just pushing it in with the tailstock. Full of bright ideas. Tell you what, that's tight. That's what you want, I suppose. Right, that'll be enough to get the piston on now. Well, I would have never have thought of that, but there you go. How to get a ram into a seal. Push it in with the tailstock. I certainly couldn't push it in. I'm not that strong. Okay, what we do next? So I want to put the piston on next, so I'll bring you back over here and we'll find the piston and get it all fitted up. And a few other things we need to find. There's a bit to go in before we fit the piston as well. It's I don't know if you can see it, but it's a real tight fit in there. That there. Now, this bit goes on first, and then with the two wipers in this funny shaped O-ring. Just trying to see which way it was. And then there is this locking nut. If you took into account all the hours I spent doing this, you could have probably bought a whole new one. But I like pottering about with things. Mil, I think. It's a wee bit small on that, but this'll do to get it in started. Must be 28. Well, it might be 29, I think it was a funny size. Tight now anyway. It goes into the nylon. Did you know that a hydraulic ram is more powerful in one direction than it is in another? And the reason for that is this face here, there's no restriction. This side, you've got all that space taken up by the rod, so you don't get the same surface area. So to get round that on that little Kubota 130, the side to side, it's got one piston moving one way and a second one moving the other way, so you've always got full flow. I have to use the torque setting of, is that tight enough? Yeah, I think so. Let's see if we can get it into the, go into the ram itself. Should put some on. See. I mean, even to make that with, I don't know what the seals cost, probably 25 quid or something, and then the bit of material was about £24. So even £50 in paper. Now we've still to see if it all is going to work. Right, slip that in there hopefully. I did get this to go in here before. There we go. Right, let's see if I've got some Loctite left. I've got this other sealant I might use. Just made it. That's the shifter at its full extent. Got a thread. This is Rockwell stuff. It does for steam and all sorts. I'm going to use it just as a jointing compound, really, just to the last few threads, make sure they bite in there. Seeing as we are running high pressures. Gooey as get out. Let the heat up first. Put it in the boiling water. Soften now. That's better. Let's take that out a bit and float the whole thing. I decided to machine a square on here just rather than the two pinholes. Although you can screw it on by hand. This stuff is capable of holding a lot of pressure, but there was something about what it cost for the license for it to be used for that pressure. It was so expensive that the manufacturers didn't bother. He told me that story, but whether it's true or not, I don't know. What you're using, steam pipes, gas lines, sticky fingers. Take that round a bit. Oh, you know what? We've forgotten to put a seal on. Forgotten the blooming O-ring. Oh, it's easy enough to get this out again. So, you know what they say? More speed, less haste. That would have been a bit of a disaster. Right, let's do that before I forget. Should really put it over everything, I think. Got the O-ring that goes there. Which is the new one? Which is the old one? This is the new one. That's bigger. There we go. Back in there again. And of course it's tighter with the O-ring in it. Oh no. Seals come apart. Stuff's on and up again. I tried to make this new knot as close to the old ones as possible. Did you also know that a fine pitch thread is stronger than a coarse pitch thread? Basically because there's more of them. Just hope it holds in hydraulic fluid at the end of it. Right. Some thread. There we go. That should be pretty tight. I shall go and fit it up and we will see if all the fluid stays where it's supposed to be. There we go. So now it seems to be a lot faster than it was. I haven't tried it on power yet, but it looks good. That's definitely faster than it was moving before. So next job's getting this pin finished. I'll just get it off. That actually seems to be moving faster than it was before. It's probably because it's not bypassing all the seals. So happy with that. Looks good as well. Anyway, right, as I was saying, we need to get this pin finished that goes in here, which is over here. It's got to be welded up. And that red jacket is my new welding jacket I got from Santa. So here it is. This is the pin. Well, I did weld it up, but what happened, I think the steel was impregnated with oil and grease and I didn't turn it down enough. So what I did is I turned it down further, intend welding that up and then turning it back to the size we need and then doing the other end. So we get a true round. So I shall go and weld that up. That's me, got it welded all round. It'll look very good. And Christmas present for the missus, a 4-5 mic. It's the only one I was missing. I can go from 0 to 15" now. I didn't have the 4-5. So I'm just going to let that cool down and we'll get it in the lathe and machine it. The earth was spinning on. Would you believe it? I run out of welding wire. So to go up and get that. So new bottle of gas, new 5 kilo roll welding wire and a new tip. Just did them all at the same time, more or less. Always to shut this gas off or it'll leak through the night. So bring you over here and get this in the floor jar in a bit. I'll have to find which box I'm going to put this in. I'll be going in one of them boxes. think that's the 5 to 6 the top one, so I'll see what'll fit in there. Right, I'll get everything over here and ready for machine. Just warming up the lathe, letting the oil spin up through the cogs and everything. This is the main pin for the dipper arm. So machine it back. Two sides, so forth. do. Just demonstrate that for the fifth one. It's slightly smaller, so that'll be okay. Right, I'll see if I tidy up this end a bit. With it, I suppose. That should do it. Just clean up this end. gone. Right, we'll go and try it in. I'll bring you back in a bit. That seems to be working okay. I've just to find some bits and bobs, reassemble the rest of it and grease ups and stuff. I don't think, because I've got the nut on it, it's not coming up as much as it used to. I don't think. I'm far off it. Anyway, I'll stop you there. GoPro. That's everything back together. Had the hoses on the wrong way around. It didn't really matter anyway. So, and there's the new nut in and fitted. Seems to be working good. Everything's nice and clean in the ram. This one's looking a little bit, but not too bad. It's an old machine, and all the side to side wobble we had, that's all gone. It's tight now. It can only go out that way as well because it's a little hole at this side. I just need to put more hydraulic oil in and get a couple of new grease nipples, or zerks, the Americans call them, M10. Still too so far to get. I needed to get that pin greased, so I had to pinch one for down here somewhere. That's it. Just a way to put my feet up. It's New Year's Eve. So the digger's in one piece ready for the new year.